And so if you're squeamish, remember, look away right now. We're going to show you a photo of Mike Isertel at 30% body fat. What do you think of this 30% body fat?
So here we have 23% body fat. At this point, we're talking about higher body fat levels, like clearly overweight.
And so you can see 23% body fat. He's clearly overweight. He's not quite obese, but he's approaching it. And he doesn't look all that bad.
25.5%. At this point, we're talking about obese individuals, technically speaking.
And so 25%, we now can see this is obese. You're thinking, oh, this isn't all that bad. Well, it isn't. It's kind of like average, like a lot of people look like this. It's not morbid obesity. It's not going to take off 20 years from his life, but he would benefit from losing a little bit of weight.
So 33 and 33.8% body fat.
And so we now see the gut starting to hang over a little bit. Now that you're about 30% body fat, most guys under 30 or approaching 30, you're not going to see a lot of fat just hanging out unless, of course, they store all their fat in their abdominals. Some men, they're just unlucky. They might have very lean quads. They might have super lean quads, but have a beer belly. And it's just unfortunate because if they were fortunate, they would have all their fat in their legs. They could take their top off, have abdominals, and no one would be the wiser. Once your fat starts to spill over onto the sides, very likely obese and in the mid-30s% body fat, or even a little bit more.
And here we have an example of someone from 40% losing fat and going down to 34%.
And so 40% body fat, very much obese. You can see he's clearly well over 30 and on his way from 40 to 33.8. There is a little bit of a difference, but not all that much. And why do you think that is? It's because the DEXA scan is inaccurate. I've tested these people before. Let me give you this example. I coached a client. Okay, he was doing a bodybuilding competition and he did the DEXA scan. He was all about the numbers. He's very excited. And so his body fat was 12 point whatever percent. Now, 4 weeks later, he redid the DEXA scan and his body fat went up. Went up by about 0.2%. Weekly check-ins he was giving me, and I was saying, wow, great job. You've lost 2 pounds this week. You're looking leaner. You're on point. We're going to crush it at the competition. Eventually, he got that DEXA scan again 4 weeks later after having lost 8 pounds, probably almost all body fat. He was looking amazing. He was very upset. How is it possible that in a month, I gained body fat while dieting the entire time? You said I look leaner. Why are you glazing? I'm like, look at the photo, front to back. You don't need to ask me. And I'm asking my friends, hey, what do you think about this guy? Oh, he looks so much better. Same lighting, same area, same time of day. The DEXA scam was wrong, clearly. And so I had to convince him, bro, it's a DEXA scam. It's an estimate. It's a guess. It isn't accurate. You're using my laser eyes. You look on point. Keep going. Don't worry about the DEXA scam. And so does that not prove that the DEXA scam is inaccurate? I mean, if that wasn't enough, what about when I had my in-body exam where I was 19.8%? I mean, how off does it have to be? It's more than 10% more than what I actually am.
When you are talking about obese individuals, for most lean individuals, you probably cannot see the difference. You need to lose a lot of fat before you start seeing any difference.
No. When you go from 40% body fat to 34 and you lose 6%, you will in fact notice that, and notice it a lot. 40% body fat to 34, that's 6% drop. If you're 200 pounds, that's 12 pounds of fat. If you're 200 pounds and you drop 12 pounds of fat to 188, everyone would notice that. It's a significant change. Now, would you notice 40 to 39 or 38? Maybe not. But 6%, you're going to notice it.
And then 43% body fat, this would be very morbid obesity by medical terms.
And so by very morbid in medical terms, I do believe he's talking about Mike Isertel. Now, Mike Isertel, I'm not talking about right now. I'm talking about his dreamer bulk days. He went on record twice now. Remember, I watch a lot of Mike's videos, and with the Luke and Brody, he mentioned how he was, when he was younger, natural, I might add, 270 pounds at 30% body fat. And so if you're squeamish, remember, look away right now. We're going to show you a photo of Mike Isertel at 30% body fat. Remember, Mike is an expert in exercise science. I believe he has a PhD. He's a doctor of sorts. And so his estimate of body fat, it must be 100% accurate. I mean, he's friends with Menno Henselman. It must be 100% true. And so what do you think of this 30% body fat? I mean, do you believe that it's accurate? Is he actually 30%, or do you believe he's closer to 40? Now, let's assume he's 30% body fat. If he is, that just proved beyond any reasonable doubt that the fat-free mass index is bullshit. Mike, I 100% believe him when he said he's natural here. He used steroids later in his life. It gives him a fat-free mass index, 270 pounds, 30% body fat, of, get this, 30.6. It's over 30. The limit, people keep saying, is 25. And so if Mike Isertel, a self-reported manlet like Coach Greg, except when he's sitting on his wallet, remember he has money for Lamborghinis for his butlers and so on, bro is swimming in funds, then how is it possible that 25 is the upper limit if even Mike could achieve 30 plus? Training in God knows how, doing his Mike Isertel type things, then don't you think there's guys out there with, I don't know, some strange polymorphism, a word that I made up to sound strange, to make you believe the lie? Do you not think it's possible that someone out there has some strange genetics, basically it's not strange genetics, just really good genetics, gifted genetics, and that they could have a fat-free mass index of more than 25? If Mike can get over 30, someone in the world, maybe a guy with equivalent genetics to Mike, maybe Julian, could somehow build as much muscle as Mike Isertel while being natural. Is it possible that Julian has almost as good genetics as Mike Isertel for putting on muscle? And if it's not Julian, maybe somebody else will eventually come along and have a fat-free mass index of 25 plus while being natural. I mean, I did it. I had a higher fat-free mass index than 25. I know that John Meadows also did. And so do you not think there's actually a lot of these people? I think that there is. And so, guys, stop it with the nobody has genetics to put on a lot of muscle. Stop it with the people, there's no way that anyone can do this natural. Stop using that as copium to explain why you couldn't do it.
Now, when you've seen all these photos, my experience is that many people feel a little bit disillusioned and they still have a hard time visually estimating somebody's body fat percentage. That is for good reason. It took me many, many years to learn this skill.
It took many, many years to learn this skill. Probably about as many as it took Mike Isertel to estimate that he had 30% body fat when he was 270 pounds on a Dreamer bulk. He wasn't 30% body fat. He didn't have a fat-free mass index of over 30. I mean, if we want to be generous and say he was 35% body fat, then perhaps that would be a little bit more accurate. But many people, when they estimate their own body fat percentage or attractiveness level, they are delusional. Menno Henselman is one. He thinks he's 10% body fat. He is not. He probably also thinks he's a 10. He's showing you old photos of when he was at his peak form versus why not just show how you look right now? Just be like, this is 10% body fat. Flex the arms. I mean, why not?
For one, it's not unusual for even DEXA scans to still be off by a couple percentage points.
Yeah, exactly. And not just a couple, it can actually be a lot. Let me remind you, the in-body scam, 19.8%. That should be all you need to know.
Second, you don't see someone's entire body in most of these photos. People vary substantially in how they store their body fat across their body.
Exactly. We don't see their entire bodies. And so if you're doing a body fat percentage show, why don't you show their bodies? I mean, you said, I have permission from all my clients. I can show them this is what their body fat's, it's verified and so on. But yet you don't show their bodies. I'm going to show half. Why do that? Interested in being coached by myself? Of course, click the link in the description. If you're interested in dropping body fat, you are interested in Ozempic like GLPs or terzipatides and so on, of course, you can contact Algo RX. They have pharmaceutical grade. They can prescribe it for you. And remember, they are significantly cheaper than other clinics. For example, Merrick Health, about half the price of Merrick Health. And so if you're interested in getting fat loss agents and or things like Cialis or enclomiphene, click the link in the description, code GREG for 10% off. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm, like the video if you liked it, watch one of those 2 bloops. Of course, we got the cookbooks, the most amazing Seco protein bar in the world. You gotta try this one. All, of course, money back guarantee, $20 gift card. Head to the website. The Seco bar is half price. You don't even need to put something else into the cart. You can just buy one. I believe there's a limit of 1 because we were selling out faster than last time. Head to the website, code Greg, 15% off for all the supplements, including GO2 Max, GLP, Turk, Platinum, G-Test Platinum, GLP Max in order to help you lose weight. The list goes on and on. Get over there, and until next time, I am out.